Hey everybody, Dan from Eatonoffroad&customs. Today I just wanted to give a quick importance factor of making sure who's doing the work on your vehicle is doing it properly. One thing we found today on this 2010 Jeep Wrangler is a noise in the front end that they couldn't figure out. After removing the wheels, first thing we found was there was no anti-rattle clips on the brake pads. That's one thing that will help with noise reduction as well as keeping the pads working properly and putting pressure on the rotors correctly. We'll show you a clip of what it's going to be to repair that. Small, minute, people don't think about it, but it can make a big difference in your stopping, noise, and premature wear on your pads. Another thing we want to talk about is when the hardware is not in place and those pads are in there rattling around, you can see the grooves and the lines and the burrs and pitting in this rotor. Granted, it is an older rotor, but with those pads moving around, it causes all of those different grooves, which you're going to start feeling in your pedal in a vibration as you apply the brakes. So it's important to check your rotors if something like that has been going on when you hit the brakes, or if the hardware wasn't properly installed on the vehicle when the brakes were put on new. So what we're talking about here on this Jeep Wrangler is on the front end here. When you look at your pads, their pads are completely loose in the mounting brackets. You're going to hear this noise going down the road, and it's going to cause a lot of aggravation, but it's also going to cause these pads to wear funny and possibly catch and could lock the wheel up. This little bitty clip right here is what keeps everything in line and keeps those pads from doing the noise that you heard a second ago. Seen where a lot of people don't put these pads in, or clips in, when they put new pads on. It's important to keep the pad that's stationary and not being pressed on by the caliper in the proper position, as well as allowing the slides to do their job when the pads close in and out. As you can see, with the new clips installed, this pad is tight. No movement whatsoever. That's the proper way that the pad should be when it's installed with the proper clips and hardware. Also, one thing to check is to make sure your slides are good and greased and free movement so that the caliper can compress and release. So that'll wrap it up on this quick tip for doing brakes, especially on this 2010 Jeep Wrangler Sport. Thanks for watching.